In Mark 7, 1 through 23, and Matthew 15, 1 through 20, we see Jesus and the disciples eating bread without washing, and then the Pharisees confront them for that. But Jesus rebukes them. Does this mean that Jesus was unscientific and condemned washing your hands, forbidding washing your hands? No, not even close. So there's a couple things to point out here. Number one, the Jews didn't wash their hands to get rid of germs. They were washing their hands for ritual purity. This was just a tradition they had. Washing your hands for getting rid of germs wasn't discovered until the 19th century by Ignaz Semmelweis. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Look at Mark 7:2 and Matthew 15:2. You see them doing this not because of trying to be clean physically, but clean maybe spiritually. It's a ritual they did, a tradition. Secondly, Jesus did not condemn washing your hands specifically, but elevating tradition above the scriptures. No, it is not a sin to wash your hands. If you elevate man-made tradition above scripture, then that becomes a problem. If you're making doctrines in science, washing your hands is not a doctrine, that's just a practice to stay clean. That is not, he's condemning making doctrines out of man-made traditions and then replacing the scriptures with them, especially, which is what they're doing here. Read Mark 7, 6 through 13, and Matthew 15, 30 through 9. And then finally, Jesus isn't giving a science lecture on health. He is separating the spiritual from the physical. He says things like, it's not what goes in that defiles you, but what comes out. The food is expelled, thus purifying all foods. So what comes in your mouth, food, does not defile you, not in the sense of physically unclean, but spiritually. He mentions envy, murders, blasphemy, pride. These are the kind of things that defile you. Are these the kind of things you would say, time to take a bath, I'm unclean? No, these are spiritual truths. So no, Jesus isn't condemning and forbidding washing your hands. When you read the context, it is nothing of the sort.